Dunlop Aprilia Superteens. Every now and then the new breed of riders have to get themselves acclimatised to wet weather conditions, and that's certainly what these Aprilia Superteens have got here. Connor Thompson, third on the grid. Second for Alex Wood, a really good qualifying from him and a good day at the office yesterday as well. Championship leader Max Cook, number 30 on pole position. We send our best wishes also to Charlie Atkins, who unfortunately got himself injured earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, Charlie Atkins broke his toe. One of his toes was actually pointing vertically upwards. Looked really, really horrible. So we do send our best to Charlie, who hopefully will be back at Anglesey next month. In the meantime, let's focus on the Superteens away from the line. Alex Wood there with a brilliant start. You'll spot a couple of other bikes out in this race further back as well. The Thundersport 500 Cup runners, the overflow from the Nationwide Traffic Solutions Thundersport 500. You'll get to see those brilliant races, by the way, on Thundersport Plus as ever. Well worth a watch, or on the Thundersport website, www.thundersportgb.com. These are the Superteens, though, of course, a class famous for creating stars in the likes of Casey Stoner, Cal Crutchlow, Chaz Davies, Leon Camier, the Lowe's twins, Bradley Smith. You know, this is the place to begin your racing career. Not so many of them out this year, but we've had a slightly closer championship than what we've seen in previous years. By the way, Rory Skinner, a big up to Rory, the champion of last year, currently racing in the CEV Repsol Junior World Championships. Not an easy class to get to grips with. He's already got himself his first podium over in Spain. Oh, there's a rider gone down already, and this is a corner, this is a regular scene, and that is Alex Wood. Alex is out of the race, having started so well. He is now out of the race. It's sad for him as you look there at Connor Thompson, who's leading. Number 9, Connor with the lead. I'm not sure if Connor's actually had an outright race victory so far this year. He's got a Ben Spies replica helmet on there. Can he get himself up there? Max Cook, though, number 30 on the KJD Racing Aprilia, is your championship leader, and he could really, really hammer home a big advantage here, bearing in mind Charlie Atkins isn't here. Now, that's a new face for you in third. That is Connor Sellers. Now, Connor Sellers is effectively a rookie. He's 17, but Connor had a really nasty road traffic accident, and he has severe muscle and nerve damage to his left leg, and therefore has been given special dispensation to use button gear shift mechanism. So there's pretty much not a lot of use in his left leg, and so he's using a slightly different system, but not normally used to seeing him so far up, and he's obviously not bad in the wet. You can see him with a bright yellow helmet there, the rookie orange vest. This is your top 3 there. Max Cook leads now ahead of Connor Thompson, who falls back to second. There's Connor Sellers now going the long way round as they head up towards Dean Hairpin. So that's the point there where we just saw Brad Peary go down a moment ago in the Super Twins and Stock Twins. By the way, update on Brad's condition. We believe that he will be all right for the next round, but I don't think he'll be racing for the rest of the day. The bike was absolutely destroyed. So our best wishes to Brad Peary, and yet again a setback for him in the championship. Meanwhile, we'll focus on the Superteens. Max Cook then, it is. As we came into this round, Max Cook had a 51-point lead over Charlie Atkins, but of course, Max had a good day yesterday, and a couple of decent results here today means that we will get to Anglesey and he'll have a massive lead over Charlie, who unfortunately we'll have to just hear about these results via social media, or maybe he's home and listening to it. I'm not sure. So Alex Wood, who got a good start, has dropped out. Harry Phillips is a rider that's dropped out. So that's a couple of Superteens already that don't feature. Look at the rain really coming down now. These are tricky conditions for the Superteens. These are all equal machinery. Aprilia Production 125 machines. Wet tyres for all of them. They will have been given the wet race board at the start of this, and they have wet tyres. It's not always been the case. That was a welcome addition at the start of ThundersportGB with Dave Stewart, Ian Newton, and of course Sid came together. Sid knows only too well, because when I used to race in Superteens, you didn't even have a choice of wet tyres. You just had to race out there on whatever you had. Not much fun, I have to say. But luckily enough, safety-wise, it's brilliant that the riders these days get to try out wet tyres, because it's amazing how hard you can push on these. They are very, very grippy, but at the same time, one mistake and you can throw it down the road. Max Cook leads from Connor Thompson, number 9. Connor Sellers is then third. In fourth there is number 97, Lawrence Edgerly. Lawrence, who was on the podium, remember, last time out at Alton Park, and is looking for another one now. One of the older riders in the field. He is 18, and as you can see there, one of the taller riders as well. Quite a large tall frame there wrapped around that Aprilia RS125. Just behind Lawrence Edgerly, you can just see struggling out of the hairpin, was number 11. That's Lewis Patterson. He's just lost a place there to number 99. Sorry, that's 96. That's Rhys Irwin. Rhys Irwin, younger brother of Keelan Irwin. Rhys, easy to spot when he's not got his helmet on, because he's got long, bright blonde hair. So really easy to spot down there in paddock. And his brother, his older brother Keelan, was sporting a kind of Fred Merkel effect hairstyle earlier last year as well. But he has decided this year at least to visit the barber shop. His brother so far obviously quite happy with the long locks, and it's working for him. There is number 97. You can see the focus in the eyes there of Lawrence Edgerly as he tries to make up a bit of ground. This is one of the closer Super Team races here for the other positions that we've seen for some time. Max Cook it is that still has the advantage overall. Max Cook is actually rolled off a bit. He had a big lead, and he has rolled off, and he could be rolling off into the danger zone here. There's a number of riders here closing him down. There's Connor Thompson. Look at this lot. When was the last time you saw 6 Aprilia Superteens all in one shot for the outright race win? And Max Cook might just get woken up a bit here by the rest of the pack as we head now into turn 1. He still has the lead. That is Lawrence Edgerly that's made up the time there in second place. In third is Connor Thompson. Then it's Connor Sellers. Then number 11, Lewis Patterson, young Scottish rider from Perth on the privately run Aprilia. And then Rhys Irwin on the Scott Racing Motorcycles Aprilia. They're coming up to some traffic as well. Oh, good grief. It's a mess over at Dean Hairpin there. They're putting a lap on an Aprilia rider and on... No, they're not. They're just putting a lap on a Thundersport 500 Cup rider. I'm getting confused. There's Connor Sellers then, number 39, up ahead of Lewis Patterson, and then Rhys Irwin. It's Patterson, number 11, Rhys Irwin, number 96. And there he goes past. Oh, and there's a rider on the floor there that they pass. The rider's gone down. That's one of the leading group. And that is number 9 running away there because it's right on the exit of Yetwood. That's Connor Thompson, number 9, who led the race earlier on. What a shame for Connor, and you can see in his face there how disappointed. He knew that there was a decent result on there. I hope he's not hurt. He's limping a bit. And there's another rider down. Oh no, have they wiped each other out? I think they have. And they're embracing. That's Lawrence Edgerly there. Some nice sportsmanship, I have to say, but there's obviously a coming together between the two riders. Oh, what a shame. Both of them obviously got a sniff of their first race win. Look at the visor steaming up there for Lewis Patterson. Number 11, one of the big problems you can get here in the wet weather. So Max Cook there did have a couple of riders bearing down on him. He now hasn't immediately. Well, he has actually, because these guys are catching him as well. Edgerly and Connor Thompson are out. Max Cook here, what's happened to him in the latter stages of this race? It's now Lewis Patterson's turn to try and close down and win this. That means Connor Sellers is up to third. Freddie Crane, where's Freddie Crane come from? He's had problems with his bike all the way through the weekend. The last lap flag is out, and Freddie Crane was nowhere on the grid and has been having trouble not getting the full power out of his bike, and all of a sudden he's in with a shout himself. He's got past Connor Sellers. What an extraordinary Aprilia Super Team race that we're witnessing here at Rockingham. 3 rounds left after this in the championship as we go to Anglesey, Donington and then Cadwell Park. And now we go into the Dean hairpin. I wonder if Max Cook has been given a signal on his pit board that he has company. It's Lewis Patterson, I suppose, the only rider at the moment that could threaten him for the outright win, and it doesn't affect him in the championship so much. Lewis Patterson not in the top 10, but he won't want to give this race win up. Max Cook, especially with Charlie Atkins, his nearest rival in the series, out and injured for this weekend. But the rookie here now going into Chapman Curve. Lewis Patterson is closing up on him. Connor Sellers there in third. Freddie Crane in fourth. And now he closes into Piff Paff as well. Lewis Patterson there right on his tail. The lap times here at the moment are looking pretty good, but Lewis Patterson's into the 154s and so is Freddie Crane. So this is close. Another few laps to this and we could have any result. It's really going to be crucial now for Lewis Patterson to try and find a way past Max Cook. We now head our way down into Tarzan, a hairpin where I'm sure Max Cook might find himself greeted by Lewis Patterson. No, not quite. They exit Tarzan and now onto the school straight. Does Max Cook know that he's there? He might do. They now exit Tarzan, then on the school straight into the Brook chicane. Lewis Patterson trying to find a way past. Then there's a gap back to Connor Sellers. This is going to be close one through the chicane. There's not room for two abreast. Oh, there is, up the inside there. And hello, Max Cook has suddenly just been given the wake-up call, and Max Cook gets the power on early. Leg tangles down from Lewis Patterson. It's a drag to the line. The checkered flag is down. Cook just gets it. Oh, that was close there. Max Cook just snatches it. But it was a close one, wasn't it? Lewis Patterson second. Connor Sellers takes third. Strong result there for Lewis and Connor. Freddie Crane with a solid fourth. Matt Bauer finishes fifth. And Max Lofthouse in sixth overall. There's the top three. Max Cook, Lewis Patterson and Connor Sellers. And the Nitro newcomers, it's Cook, Sellers and Matt Bauer, the top three. In the Thundersport Cup, Phil Stevens, the race winner. James Froggatt second and Ross Stanbury in third.
Third place in the Nitro newcomers, Matt Bauer. Matt, a bit of a horrible day, but it's brought you a trophy. You must be very happy.
Yeah, the conditions out there were like quite bad, you know. People are going down one by one. I'd just like to thank Mum and Dad, Aprilia, Dunlop and Thundersport, and all the marshals as well, you know, standing out here in the rain.
Connor, you look very happy with that. A nice result. Got really close towards the end as well.
Yeah, it was quite packed at the end, but had some good battles, and I'd like to thank all the marshals, Thundersport, Motrack Racing and my mum and dad.
Well done to you. We'll now move on to Lewis. You look like you had a massive smile on your face when you entered Parc Ferme. In the end, you didn't fall too far behind Max either.
No, just trying to keep up, and then thought in the last start I could just make a dive, but didn't get the drive. But second time at Thundersport, so really happy.
You should be. It's a very good result indeed. And who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mum and dad, Saltire Motorcycles, and all the marshals and medics who have helped.
Well done to you. And now we'll move on to Max Cook. Max, there was a few people asking some questions of you in that race. You managed to turn it up on the last lap just as they were catching up with you.
Yeah, well, I was just going around normal pace like Friday. I tried to get away, and then I saw that Connor and Jack had gone down, and I kind of thought I had a gap. And then going into Tarzan's, Lewis comes in. I see his front wheel, and I was trying to turn on him, and then he tries to get me back at the last corner. I no, and then I eventually got the win.
Yeah, it's looking very good for you in the championship at the moment. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to say a big thank you to Mum and Dad, KJD Racing, 100% Suspension, Fab Racing, M4 Karting, Kathy, Robert and Roy, Canada, who have been really good help. Gary and the team at Replica House 151s, Kings 2 Wheel Centre, Gloucester Bike Specialist, Aprilia, Dunlop and in competition. I'd also like to say get well soon Charlie.
3 down and 3 to go. Race 2 next for the in competition Aprilia RRV 450s and the LMB Formula 400s.